AI can write your script, edit your video, and generate your thumbnails. What exactly do you bring to the table? What if the thing you've been calling your biggest weakness is actually the thing nobody else can copy? Not your skills, not your equipment, not your experience. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you see the world. And yes, hunty, okay? I've been sitting this whole time pretending that none of that matters and none of that counts. So there is this video by a creator named Roland. It's called How to Unlock Your Creative Genius. It's about 7 minutes long, but it hit me harder than videos 10 times their length. Because Roland isn't talking about talent. He's not talking about skills or equipment or even grinding. None of that hustle culture stuff. He's talking about something simpler. Something you already have. The video starts with this idea, and I'm paraphrasing here, that everything around you, everything you call life was made up by people who were no smarter than you. The world isn't fixed. The systems, the ideas, the structures, they're all flexible, shaped by the minds that came before us, and open to being changed by those of us who are here right now, girl, right now. And then he says something that I really think that you're gonna like, alright? He says, in a world where AI can generate almost anything, where anyone can use the same tools, follow the same tutorials, read the same books, there's only one way to truly stand out. And it's not better equipment, it's not more experience, it's not even more talent, if you want to believe that. It's you. The exact way you think and the exact way you feel, that's the thing no one can replicate. And Miss Ma'am, I need to tell you what this did to me, because it didn't just change how I think about creating. It changed how I think about every video I've already made, every struggle that I've already had, and every moment I spent in bed wondering if I was just wasting my own time. Here's the first thing that Roland said that really pulled me in, that really got me to like pay attention to the video. He said, anyone can use these same tools to follow the same tutorials and read the same books, but no one can replicate the exact way you think and that you feel. Let's all just sit with that for a second, because I've spent most of my creative life doing the exact opposite. I've been trying to replicate other people, watching what works for them, copying their structures, studying their pacing, trying to sound like creators that I admire. And don't get me wrong, girl, do not get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with learning from people. I do it, and I'm gonna keep doing it, girl. I'm gonna keep doing it. But Miss Ma'am, I was so busy trying to be like them that I forgot the one thing that they cannot be, which is your girl, which is me. No, really though, really think about it. I talk about this in my resistance video. I said that resistance thrives in vagueness. It hates being named. And the thing I have been avoiding for months was, I didn't feel like I had anything unique to say. I feel like everything I think, someone else has already thought it and made it into a better video. Every story that I told, someone else had told it even better. So it was like, girl, why even bother? Why even get up to make it? But once again, here's what Roland's video reminded me of. The way I think about resistance, not as a productivity hack, not as a discipline problem, but as a signal, as proof of life, more as a compass. The way I frame it through the lens of being a black man, working at my warehouse job for 11 hours a day, lifting boxes, and then coming home and trying my hardest to open this laptop. The way I talk about my slangs of using honey, girl, Miss Ma'am, and using my sass. No one else has my exact life. No one else has my exact fears. My exact way of translating my pain into language. In my depression video, I said you can't fix what you cannot name. And I was talking about my depression and facing the truth of that. About dealing with the root before you can deal with the fruit. But that same principle applies here in this video. The way I experienced my depression, the apathy, the not crying, the way I described it as my body feels like a ton of bricks underneath an elephant. The way I call myself Smiling Sean, the mask I put on for everyone else while the second I get home, I crash. That's my experience. No one else has felt that experience quite that way, and because of that, no one else can express it that exact way. And that's exactly what Roland means. Not that you're special because you have unique thoughts. You're special because your combination of thoughts, feelings, experiences, fears, hopes, and you know what, honestly though, the way that you translate all of that into words, that combination is one of one. And in a world full of AI where they can write 1,000 scripts in minutes, the only thing it cannot generate is the version of a story that only you can tell. This leads me to the second thing. And honestly, the one that's probably going to redefine things, okay? But Roland says, your unique perspective is what creative genius is. Now, Miss Ma'am, let's be real. Let's talk. Let's kick it. When you hear the word creative genius, does your brain go to, I don't know, Mozart, Shakespeare, someone sitting at a piano at like the age of 4 composing symphonies? Someone with a gift the rest of us just do not have. I've never once looked at myself and thought, creative genius. I looked at myself and thought, the guy who makes videos in his bedroom with his camera with like 21 views who thinks he's popping, because I am. But Roland flips the definition. Creative genius it's not a talent you are born with. It's a skill you develop. It's the way you notice connections where others don't. It's how you interpret a scene. It's how you interpret a sound or even an idea. All shaped by your past experiences. The goal of your work isn't to attain perfection. It's to share a part of who you are and how you see the world. Yes, honey girl, that's gonna break us, but it's gonna break us in the best way possible, okay? Because I've been measuring myself against a definition of creative genius that was never truly mine. I was looking for some magical talent that I didn't have, some gift I was supposed to be born with. When I didn't find it, I decided that I didn't have the genius at all. But what if the creative genius is the fact that when I went into debt and sat alone in my car in that empty parking lot and came up with sentences that turned my entire life around? It's hard, but not impossible. That's not genius because it's profound. It's genius because my specific life, the debt, the fear, the hiding, being homeless, produced those words at the exact moment that nobody else would have arrived at, because no one else has lived that exact life. What if creative genius is the fact that I made 190 videos with almost no views and kept going? Okay, kept going. Not because I'm disciplined, honey, because look, we all know that's not true. I literally just talked about my 2 months in bed. But because somewhere underneath the resistance and the fear and the 0 views, I had a perspective I couldn't find anywhere else. I had a way of talking about things that felt like me, and I couldn't let that go. Not because I'm brave, but because it's mine. Roland says something really beautiful in this video. He says, think of your favorite movie. It's probably the eye of the director that made it special. Something that even the highest budget in Hollywood films couldn't replicate because they lacked the distinct, irreplaceable magic. That magic is not budget. That magic is not experience. That magic is perspective. And yes, honey girl, you have one too. Right now, today, on this nice day, you have it. Not after you get better equipment, not after you hit 1,000 subscribers, not after you figure it all out, but today. Okay, let's talk about this third one. This is where it gets personal in a way that I was not really thinking that Roland was gonna go. But Roland says the thing that excites you, the curiosity that drives you, your values, your emotions, and your own personal taste, it all comes together to mold your specific vision and the combination that makes your unique creative contributions truly, just truly invaluable. Now, I want you to notice something. He doesn't say the things that you are good at. He doesn't say the things that are profitable. He says the things that excite you. That's the fuel, and that's your engine. You go, Thomas. Choo choo. And I've really been ignoring what excites me for so very long. I talk about this in my boundaries videos though. I said that we learn from a young age that our worth is tied to how agreeable we are, how useful we are, and to say yes to things we don't want to do because saying no means risking rejection. And I was talking about setting boundaries with people, but this same pattern shows up when creating. I'm saying yes to content that I think that I should make instead of content that actually excites me and gets me going. I said in my resistance video that resistance is directly proportional to love. The more something matters to you, the more resistance you'll feel. And I said that to explain why creating is so hard. But Roland's video made me see the other side to that coin. If resistance is proportional to love, then the thing that resists the most might be the thing that excites you the most. The things that matter so much that your brain throws up walls to protect you from the vulnerability of actually doing it. Yeah, girl, let me tell you, I know about this resistance all too well. I resisted it because I cared so much about it that the idea of doing it badly felt so much worse and that it would end up destroying me. But that resistance, that's not a sign to stop. It's never a sign to stop. It's a sign that you found that thing. That thing that thing that drives you, that thing that matters. You know, that thing. But if you've been avoiding something, some kind of creative pursuit, some kind of project, some kind of dream, because it feels too big, too scary, too much, I want to ask you something. Is this the thing, is this thing scaring me because I don't care about it? Or is it something, or is it scaring me because I care too much? Now, honey, if it's the second one, that's your genius calling. And you've been letting it go to voicemail. Ring, ring, ring. And you just like this. You putting it to, I'm going to need you to pick up the phone. Alright? Now, let's talk about this fourth one. This is the one that gave me to... This one is the one that gave me permission to be where I am now. Roland says, each piece of work you make is an experiment. A chance to test your ideas. To refine your approach and uncover what resonates with you and what really doesn't. The process isn't about building a portfolio. It's about understanding yourself and your craft on a deeper level. And then he says something that I think that you're gonna like, because this is why I like this video. All right, he says the beauty of the journey lies in repetition, the continuous cycle of trying, adjusting, and learning. Familiar themes, patterns, and choices will start to emerge and become signatures of your work. But only time and effort can get you there. Okay? Look, that last part. Only time and effort. Not talent, not genius, not being born with it. But time and effort. Now, let me tell you why this got me so pumped. I've made 192 videos on this channel as a recording of this video. Most of them are still almost at no views. Okay? Roland's video is reframing this. Those 192 videos are not failures, they're experiments. Each one is still teaching me something. The resistance video taught me that I can talk about my fears without sounding weak. My depression video taught me that I can talk about my vulnerability and build connections. My boundaries video taught me that I can be sassy, conversational, using my honey, my Miss Girls, my Miss Ma'ams. And it's not just a gimmick. It's my signature. It's the pattern that appears when you make enough work to see your own patterns. I said in my boundaries video that guilt isn't proof that you did something wrong. It's proof that you are growing. Same facts, different meanings. Well, here's the same refrain applied to my channel. 192 videos with no views isn't proof of failing. It's proof of practicing. It's 192 reps that made me the creator that I am now, sitting here telling you a story that only I could tell. Roland also says in his video, my most impactful work on YouTube was my very first video, created more than a year ago when I had no experience at all. Sometimes a fresh perspective does more than years of refinement. You never really know what people will resonate the most, and I genuinely feel that. Those are truer words have never been spoken. You never know what's gonna land. You never know which videos, which sentences, which ideas is going to be the one that reaches someone. And that's not a reason to be afraid. That's a reason to keep going. Because the only way to find that thing that resonates is to make the next thing. And then the next thing, girl. And then the next thing. You keep going. Each one an experiment. Each one a chance to go even deeper. Each one a rep in, girl. Once again, beep, bop, boop, boop, boop. You get it in there. Honey, I used to think that I needed to figure it out before I started. Like, I needed to know what my signature was before I could make the work that mattered. But the signature does not come first. The work comes first. The signature emerges from the work. You don't find your voice by thinking about it. You find it by using it over and over and over again. Even when no one's listening, but especially when no one's listening. Yes, philosophy is beautiful, but it doesn't change what we do tomorrow. It's just another podcast we listen to. So, here's what I want you to try. Not all at once, girl. I always say this. Poquito, small. Just one thing. Hold your horses. Not trying to take over the world. One thing. Ask yourself, what excites you? Not what's profitable. Not what's trending. Not what you think you should be making. What makes you talk faster? What makes you lose track of time? What's the thing that you are resisting the most? The one that scares you because you just care too much about it. What's your creative genius? That's your compass. You start there. Even if it's terrible, even if it gets 0 views, cough cough me, just start there. Then you make the next thing. Not the perfect thing, the next thing. Because each project is an experiment. You're not trying to make a masterpiece here. You're trying to learn something about yourself, about your craft, about what your voice sounds like when you actually use it. About what your voice sounds when you actually use it. And the only way to learn is to actually make over and over, even when it's bad, especially when it's bad. And finally, girl, stop trying to be someone else. I know that's easier said than done. I've been doing it for years, okay? But Roland's video reminded me of something that I already know, but I keep ignoring. The world doesn't need another version of someone else who already exists. The world needs you, your perspective, your way of thinking, your feelings, your story. The one that only you can tell because only you have lived that story. And girl, let me tell you, the thing that seems insignificant might be the exact thing that someone else is waiting for, praying for, needing right now. The video you think that doesn't matter, the sentences that you think aren't profound, the story you think nobody wants to hear, that might be the one. You just never know. But you'll never know if you do not put it out there. I'll be honest with you, as I always do on this channel, I'm still figuring this out. I'm not sitting here as some creative genius who's unlocked all the secrets. I'm 192 videos in and I still have days where I can't get out of bed. I still hear that voice of like, girl, no, this is not you. I still compare myself to other creators who are farther along in their journey and then sit back and like, girl, what the heck am I doing wrong? But I've watched a 7-minute video by a creator named Roland, and he said something that changed the way I see it all. He said, no one can replicate the way that you think and feel. And for the first time, I considered that thing that I've been treating as my weakness. The fact that I'm not like other creators, that I don't fit the mold, that my videos are messy and sassy and sometimes too long and honestly sometimes too personal. But maybe that's not a weakness. Maybe that's my genius. Maybe the 2 months that I could not get out of bed weren't just wasted months. Maybe they were the materials, the real materials, the stuff that makes the stories only mine and nobody else's. Maybe my 192 videos with no views aren't failures. They're reps. Nobody can copy your story. Nobody can AI generate that. Nobody can be just like that except for you, with your story, with your fears, with your perspective. So yes, get up and go make the thing. The thing that excites you, the thing that scares you, the one only you can make. Because honey, yes, we do actually need it. The world needs your specific, messy, beautiful, one-of-one genius. And it's not gonna come from thin air. It's not gonna come from anyone else. It's gonna come from you. But if this resonated with you, drop a comment below. Tell me, what's one thing that excites you that you've been avoiding? What's the project that scares you because you care too much? Name it. I always say, drag it in a light, fight her. Because if you name it, it loses half of its power. I said that in my resistance video, and I'm saying it again now. Resistance thrives in vagueness. It hates being named. Hit that subscribe button and stick around, because I'm going to keep exploring this. The ideas that change us, the videos that break us open, and the work that helps us find our own voice. Because, as I always say, we're all in this together. My name is Sean, and I'm here to remind you that you got this, I got this, we got this. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.